Now would be the time to take the scales and arpeggios we've been playing and put them all together and make sure that you have the major scale learned as an entity. We've sort of been studying it from the inside out from the time that you played those three major arpeggios, G, C, and D. You've been playing all the notes of the G major scale, and the notes of those three pentatonic scales are all notes of the G major scale also. Just time to put them all together at one time and make sure you can play that up and down smoothly. Then the next thing that I think that you should do would be to spend some time just playing some melodies in the key of G. I went to the last 10 songs played on KVET, my KVET.com, the website of my local country radio station, and looked to see what they were playing. And you know, most of the tunes that they'd played in the last 10 had good, strong, what I would call major scale melodies. It had Brother Jukebox Father Time, Peaceful Easy Feeling, even the Kevin Fowler tune Loud, Loose, and Crazy is the major scale. Tall, Tall Trees by George Jones. I'll bet a bunch of y'all thought Alan Jackson, but George Jones had the big hit of that first. In Western swing tunes, you could play The Bubbles in My Beer or Home in San Antone. The George Strait catalog would be a good place to get good tunes to play, nice melodies that you could figure out. All My Exes Live in Texas. Does Fort Worth Ever Cross Your Mind? The Chair is an interesting melody that is nice because it has some kind of melodic leaps in it. It's not completely scalar. And so anyway, try to move some tunes to G if you have to do it there, and play around with that a little bit to make sure you've really got the G major scale under your fingers so you can use it when you need it. Then as an exercise using these using the triads and the major pentatonic scales and the major scale, take the Red River Valley as a tune that you ought to know well and is easy to play and has nice pauses at the end of each line, and play it through a few times, one time filling in the spaces between the lines with just the triads. Second time through with the major pentatonic. And the third time through with the entire major scale. And so forth. And you'll see how the triads are a nice, simple, elegant way to put in a fill. The major pentatonic scale has that country open flavor to it, and how the entire major scale has a nice flowing feel to it. And so get those sounds under your fingers, and don't neglect any of them when it actually comes time to playing tunes and doing fills yourself.